Hi, we made it to a park because there was a delay in traffic, and so I had to reschedule the appointment for later today, which is really great. And then there's always the same kind of shit people showing up right away. Um, Papa, it's okay, you don't have to pay attention to them. Who then basically let them know through a phone, whatever app that we are here, and then within 5 minutes the whole increased harassment will start again. So I'm enjoying this moment right now because there will be children on bikes around us, like trying to drive social shocks. There will be dogs on the loose. There will be asshole people who don't want to walk out of the way. There will be cars who are like trying to hit us or like going out of the way to make contact. So, and I don't know why it's about 5 minutes because that person is already here. He just arrived and I just arrived. So, but that's always the nice 5 minutes, or as in so far, because they'll find another way. Da 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 da! There he is, number one. And I don't know, like there's kind of like per community they kind of stand out. Like it's kind of weird. And they're all everyday people, everyday assholes. No special Illuminati or Freemasons. No, just everyday people who are trying to protect their own community. This is Morgan Hill. They have not a lot of poor people here at all, let alone people of color. It's a wine country here. So last week we couldn't even get to the water because they were just hanging around the car, and I was just ahead of them basically. I have to stop by early at the hospital for my tooth because it's about to fall out and there's no solution to put a bone graft in because there's a hole between my nose and my mouth basically already, but the tooth is sort of halfway hanging there, and the other side of my nose bridge is basically collapsing. I don't know. Yeah. And they keep sending me back to oral surgery and dentist, but it's not covered under that. Partly because it's not really an issue of it's an issue of the sinuses and towards the cavities, basically, bone. Yeah, it's just not considered medically necessary under the local county care. Again, not because it's not medically necessary, but because they choose not to cover it. There they are. Noise campaign. So that was about 4 minutes before they started, and like I said, it's very timed and predictable for me, but really crazy looking for the outside public who don't seem to be involved. And then again, I have not seen any natural like situation for a long time. It's all really staged. And now they're basically trying to decapitate my fingers by commanding the dog to whip their head really strong and not stopping. And I just don't understand. Like on certain specific times, like they even have the dogs come to me, which is very unusual because again, they're very trained normally to do none of this, and it's just a matter of time, and they're basically trying to get me out of the car. so that I have even less control and even more access. Um, no safety at all, basically. Um, it's the anniversary of the assault, and so the harassment is kind of expected to increase, even to the point that something will maybe escalate again. Because every year actually has happened. Um, so I think there is a misunderstanding about stalking. The people who drive by right now were already on this way. They just got a text to make more noise. Basically, like it's in exactly 5 minutes. And so now this is often non-stop, all of a sudden increased noise, revving motors. And for the outside it looks normal, and but I know that that happens everywhere we arrive within 4 or 5 minutes. Um, for 6 years now. And for someone with autism and sensory overload, it's the best you can do to control and terrorize someone. So go at it. Some doggies are here. Gang stalker sitting with his hand out, because as if I hadn't noticed yet that he's part of this shit. Here, let me see if I can zone into that. So they're sitting with their hand on the window naturally, but it's actually gang stalking sign, which I've documented before. And again, they're just losers. They're a bunch of losers. Remember, these people going out of the way to terrorize a person who's completely struggling, and I haven't killed anyone, because that's the level of degree of violence they're warranting. Yeah, like I fucked a kitten and then burned it alive on a haystack or something. That's how they harass me. That's how they torture us. This is absolutely insane. And I talk about it almost non-stop right now because it's in my face and overall, 24/7. We're not left alone for 1 minute and not left a doubt that they're involved. It's fucking irritating. And unsettling and terrifying, and it's just really unnecessary. And the word gang stalking is so misleading because they're not stalking, they're not a bunch of gangs. Not even a group, they're just loosely associated community members who hold really, really well down a neighborhood watch and vigilantes. It's a thing. She's happy and dancing again. Probably some idiot with some a duck-eating dog running around in there. Yeah, now we will go in there. A little quinceañera. There's a little poncho. Nini, you have your poncho on? Where's your poncho? Hmm? So yeah, I've not been able to go back to the south because we're stuck here with these weird medical appointments that not lead anywhere, but sort of it's good to do anyway. um, so today we need to go in for a laparoscopy scheduling, which I'm not completely convinced about without another test first, because it's not just on my bowel, and I'm sorry, but the eye can only see so much. Um, but I'll see them today, and then I also have to stop by. I think I just mentioned that at the Stanford Emergency Oral Surgery Department again. With no, there is no emergency oral surgery department. This is the oral department. Which I think it was in November 18th, if I remember right. Um, that they sent me out for being irresponsible, not being care of dentist and a rheumatology, which I just driven over back for the Sierra for again, for a referral, with no fail. And then I also made it to the dentist a month later, which was pretty horrible, but that's when I told again that I was really fucked if I wasn't going to pay for it. And they weren't even going to tell me like how I would be able to apply for that kind of care, self-care, or self-pay. Yeah, hummus, stop. Sit down, sit down. So there he went again, because nobody else asked him to get up right now but me, normally, and he just gets up and starts that shit. She's very happy today. The water is also kind of clean. It's a reservoir coming from a lake, or maybe it's probably the reservoir lake. Which I'd like to visit in a minute with the dogs. I want to walk hummus. I'm right here. Well, we're popular today. Tomorrow I have the dog being groomed here. So. Good job, relax. Okay, she's taking her time. We got a couple hours. Good job. I wish I could zoom into it, but it isn't worth it. They're assholes anyway. Good job, Hamas. Good job. Stay focused. Okay, I have to fish her out right now. Ekika? There goes the phone, almost in the water with my hands. Oh Lord, what the hell? Okay, one second.